Greetings everyone! Welcome to part 10 of Sonic and Mega Man Worlds Unite! Before I get started, I want to address a few things. First, a number of people have pointed out in the comments that I mispronounced the name of Okami's main character. Just to let you know, I have a slight speech impediment, so I will occasionally say things wrong. But you fans of Okami are very passionate, so I'll try to say Amaterasu better, okay? The second and third things I want to address both relate to Knights. There was actually a Knights miniseries published by Archie Comics, and Knights has cameoed in a number of Sonic games. Anyway, last time we had Sonic and Mega Man representatives go to new worlds, witness the locals trash the Mavericks, and recruit them to stop Sigma, who is moving in to destroy Sky Patrol. We start with X and Styx entering the world of Monster Hunter. They come across the X Hunters along with a couple of Cat Hunters that for some reason are cosplaying as Sonic and Mega Man. Anyway, just as the X Hunters are about to attack, a monster called Gore Magala crashes in and rips the Mavericks to pieces. As X readies himself for battle, Styx sees Gore as a puppy and manages to tame it thanks to the power of gibberish. Yeah. We next join Mega Man Rush and Amy Rose in the world of Billy Hatcher, where the titular character and his friends easily defeat Wind Krorang from X7. But there's still Dark Necrobat, aka Dark Dizzy from X5, to contend with. Billy summons the egg animal Cypher, and the Rhino Phoenix takes out the Maverick. Mega Man and Amy land, but before introductions are said, the chicken god Minifune tells Billy and his crew about the Sigma plot and wants them to go with Mega Man and Amy. Of course, Billy and his friends accept. Next, we have the world of Panzer Dragoon, where Rotor and Bubble Man try to stop Burn Dino Rex, aka Matt Rex from X5, from activating the Unity engine. They fail. But local hero Keel Flug, or is it pronounced Flugy, and his Blue Dragon take out Gigavolt Manowar from X8. Gigavolt's remains then crash into Burn Dino Rex, destroying him as well. Rotor has Bubbleman and Keel's Dragon combine attacks to destroy the Unity engine. Then Rotor asks Keel if he wants to join in the fight against Sigma. Our next world is Breath of Fire 3. The heroes there confront Toxic Seahorse from X3 and Spiral Pegasus, aka the Skyver from X5. As you can see here, the Mavericks are no match for the power of RPG, with Toxic Seahorse being taken out by a Beast Man and a Walking Onion, and Spiral Pegasus going out via Thunderspell. The engineer Momo correctly guesses the Unity engine's purpose just as Hardman and Big the Cat arrive and ask for assistance. We next have Antoine and Shadowman and Golden Axe. They come across Dwarven warrior Gilius Thunderhead destroying a robotic lion. Antoine quickly declares that he and Shadowman are here to help. Meanwhile, the barbarian Axel Battler fights and destroys the Maverick Gareth. The Amazon warrior Tyrus Flare has a little trouble with Berkana, but eventually she incinerates her. Axe and Tyrus inspect the Unity engine when Gilius arrives with Antoine and Shadowman to explain the situation. Our final world is Beautiful Joe, where Axel is fighting Volt Kraken, aka Squid Adler from X5. There are a lot of X5 Mavericks focused in these last two parts. Also, we have Sting Chameleon from X1 attacking Styx. Wait a minute, Styx is here? But we just saw her with X in the Monster Hunter universe! And then there's her in the Street Fighter universe last part and... Ah! Sorry for my behavior earlier. I'm okay now. I've pieced my head back together, though I think I'm missing a few pieces. Probably nothing important. So yeah, Styx is here too. Anyway, these two locals break the fourth wall and want to help, but can't because they don't have an audience. Getting Styx to notice them is just what they need to transform into Beautiful Joe and Sexy Sylvia. Joe takes care of Sting Chameleon while Sylvia blasts Volt Kraken. Aha! Axel realizes the continuity flub, but Styx wants him to check out the Unity engine. So Styx asks Joe and Sylvia to join the fight against Sigma, and gushes at the fact that they can break the fourth wall too. Back in the unified world, everyone on board Sky Patrol heads towards the escape ship. And Beaver, don't criticize Flashman for not helping. He did more than you ever will. Anyway, Metal Sonic arrives with the final emerald to help them escape just as Sigma rips Sky Patrol in half. Once they found a place to safely crash, Sonic and Breakman return to check up on them. Once Sonic gets up to speed and makes sure Cream is okay, Sonic asks Nicole to have everyone rally at the Delphinus, the Skies of Arcadia airship, for a final assault on Sigma. That was a part. Let's tackle a few odds and ends before talking about the new worlds. First, there's Sky Patrol being ripped in half. I'm not that fazed because the more I read this crossover, the more I think we're going to get a reset button. Some evidence to support this is the appearance of Metal Sonic and the last Chaos Emerald. According to future comic solicitations for Sonic the Hedgehog, Eggman will be searching for Metal Sonic, which disappeared at the end of Sonic Universe 75. Not to mention the Freedom Fighters will be fighting a couple of egg bosses for control of the final Chaos Emerald. Plus, how else will the unified world be fixed? And there's the fact that the Mega Man characters kinda need to forget meeting the Sonic characters and the X-Series characters. Though admittedly, I could be wrong and the crossover ends differently. We'll see. I do like how the escape ship is essentially Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone, after I mentioned it last time. Now, why are Cream and Sonic surprised by Metal Sonic's appearance? Didn't Eggman state a couple of issues ago that he's signaling Metal Sonic to bring in the last Chaos Emerald? Did Sally not share this important fact? Because they need all 7 emeralds for Sonic to become super. Did the Deadly Six die? The last time we saw them, Big was carrying them, probably to the brig, and we didn't see them escape, so I guess they are dead. Also, where's Roll? The last time we saw her was on Sky Patrol with this group, and we didn't see her escape with them, and there's no mentioning of her at all. Why? One more thing I would like to address is Styx. Based on this dialogue here, I think Ian was going for a Styx randomly appearing at these worlds gag. After some head-exploding thought, it kinda makes sense because this part takes place in a Sonic Boom issue. But here's where the joke fails. Styx appears in the Street Fighter universe last part. Wouldn't it make the gag work better if, say, you place the Street Fighter scenes where the Breath of Fire scenes are, and the Breath of Fire scenes would be placed in part 9? They're both Capcom franchises, so equal representation remains. The story's not interrupted either way, and the Styx plot hole gag can have a rule of 3 within the pages of Sonic Boom. So let's talk about these game worlds in this issue. First, we have Monster Hunter from Capcom. It's part RPG, part action-adventure that has the player play as a hunter, battling various monsters and making a name for oneself. Each monster fight will test one's skills and weaponry. These feline creatures with the X-Hunters here are called Feline Comrades, or Palicos. They're mercenaries who travel the worlds looking for a hunter who will hire them in exchange for food and housing. They're also too skittery and panicky to hunt on their own. Now, I joked about the outfits these two are wearing, but they are in fact real Palicos armor from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Gore Magala is the flagship monster of Monster Hunter 4, and the only one Ian Flynn can use in the crossover. It's a wyvern that shares traits of elder dragons and causes a frenzy virus, one that weakens hunters, but has strength-enhancing zombie effect on other monsters. So it's really surprising that Styx managed to tame this thing. Billy Hatcher, one of Sega's interesting IPs. The plot of the original game had Billy and his friends transported to Morning Land by chicken god Minifuni to save the elders and return the light to the land. Their main enemies are crows, which would explain how they easily defeated the Crow Maverick. The gameplay style revolves around characters rolling around large eggs and using the eggs to perform a variety of tasks. When the egg gets to a hatching point thanks to running over fruit, certain things like helper animals and character power-ups can emerge from them. Billy's friends, joining him in wearing legendary chicken suits, include Rolly Roll, Chick Poacher, and Bantam Scrambled. One real-world note, Billy Hatcher was created by one of the people responsible for Sonic the Hedgehog, Yuji Naka. Breath of Fire is an RPG franchise presented by Capcom. The games are loosely connected to one another, presumably so that anyone can jump in on a game without getting lost in the plot threads. The reason that Breath of Fire 3 was chosen for this crossover is because, like Skies of Arcadia, it's one of Ian Flynn's favorite games. The third game's story has Ryu, Or is this one pronounced Ryu as not to be confused with this one? Geez, I just realized that these two will be appearing together soon, but I digress. This Ryu is a dragon turned human who sets out to find friends and discover why the dragons have been killed. His friends appearing in this crossover include Nina, Princess of Windia, an offensive magic caster, Ray, a humanoid tiger with exceptional agility and physical capabilities, Momo, the scientist of the group, and has a mechanical companion called Honey, which is used for a number of tasks like navigation, Gar, a guardian created by the goddess of destruction to eliminate the Brood, aka dragons. And then there's Peko, or is it pronounced Pico, a mutant onion who serves as comic relief. Speaking of a game with dragons, next there's Sega's Panzer Dragoon, a rail shooter. The story features Keel Fluke taking on a mission to stop a black dragon from reaching a black tower. He teams up with a fallen rider's blue dragon to accomplish this task. And the dragon's pretty powerful, as seen in this issue. Sega's final IP for this crossover is Golden Axe, a side-scrolling hack-and-slash beat-em-up. The story of this game has the evil entity Death Adder capture the king and daughter of the land of Urea. He also locates Urea's magical emblem, the titular Golden Axe, and threatens to destroy all three if Urea doesn't accept him as ruler. 3 warriors set out on a quest to stop Death Adder and avenge their loved ones because of the entity. There's Gilead's Thunderhead, who lost his twin brother, Axe Battler, who lost his mother, and Tyrus Flare, who lost both of her parents. The last Capcom IP to join the crossover is Beautiful Joe. It's the story of Joe, a fan of tokusatsu movies. He actually becomes part of the experience after his girlfriend Sylvia was taken into movie land, with Joe himself ending up there shortly after. His hero, Captain Blue, gave Joe a V-Watch so that he can transform, and Joe set out to save his girl and movie land. After the events of the first game, Sylvia joined Joe as Sexy Sylvia. Again, thanks to Captain Blue, who's also Sylvia's father, providing her with a V-Watch. The series is known for poking fun at cliches and breaking the fourth wall here and there, which carries over to their appearance in this crossover, with references to the crossover itself, and still waiting for their next game to come out, if ever. Also, Joe's transformation pose is different between game and comic. It's more than likely due to the fact that the game version has Joe a little close to flipping the bird. Even the game's director, Hideki Kamiya, commented on this fact. The issue overall gets a 7. Like the last one, it's pretty much getting heroes from other worlds to join in the fight against Sigma. But some of the visits to the other worlds were enjoyable, like Megaman and Amy in Billy Hatcher's world. There's still a bit of fun despite some confusion, and Tyson's art really helps out. Next time, the final fight against Sigma begins. But I hear that Part 11 won't be out for a couple of weeks, as of this video. If it's true, then I'll have something else for next week. If Part 11 does come out next week, then never mind. Until next time, have a good day, and be safe. Is Amy on something here? If so, where can I get some?